Hi, I'm Jo Johnson, and this is a passage from Chapter 3, Finding Voice, from my book called Stories Sell. One of the most common pieces of advice for those new to marketing is to find your voice. But how exactly do you do that? It's not like it's lurking in some quiet, dusty corner of a library waiting to be discovered, or hidden under the pile of post-it notes on your desk. I think the best way to find it is to learn to trust it. That is, the voice that you already have. When I started my business, I thought people wanted technical information about copywriting, digital marketing, blogging, social media, and online advertising. After all, that was my expertise. I wrote reams and reams of words about how to write catchy headlines in 5 words or less, and how to write sales pages that convert. And whilst they were great for SEO, and useful for those who knew specifically what to search for, my writing exuded academia, and it really didn't hit the mark with the audience I was hoping to attract. My strong literary skills shone through, but there was little heart or soul. The moment I realised where the disconnect was, I started to shake off that style and the false assumptions and just let myself be free with my writing. I wrote the way that I spoke, and in so doing became more accessible and interesting to people. I got much more feedback on my blog, an increase in engagement on social media, and people started to say, "Hey, I love that thing you wrote." I hadn't experienced that warmth of reception prior to this shift. Clients had always loved the copy I'd produced for their business, but my own business blogging hadn't resonated until now. With my experience in mind, I would encourage you to trust your own voice rather than try to pick one off the shelf and fast-track it like some express delivery service. Your writer's voice will develop over time and with much practice. There are very few lucky ones who put pen to paper for the first time and naturally hit the mark. For most of us, we have to learn to trust that as the days tick by, we will engage with and then nurture the voice that lies within. Once you realise you already have a voice inside, be mindful that it will evolve as you do. I write quite differently now than I did in my 20s, and the key reason for that is personal and professional growth. Don't assume that once you connect with and trust the voice you have now, that it will remain as it is forever. Your writing style and voice should morph as you do. There are 4 key benefits to writing in your own voice. Number 1. Writing the way that you talk helps your readers relate to you better when they meet you in the flesh. For instance, if you're writing social media updates in the same way that you speak, then when people meet you on a webinar or at an event, you're more recognisable as that same person for them. There's an instant balance in their subconscious. You don't want to sound academic and reserved in person if online you're upbeat and quirky. You should aim to have your language and tone match online and off, thereby fulfilling the expectations of your readers. Creating this congruence helps people warm to you quickly with a sense of familiarity. Number 2, if you're being natural and honest, you'll avoid copycatting. There are far too many businesses nowadays that are mirror images of each other. The people running them are by default pretending to be someone they're not. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with observing and following those who are successful, but the problem begins when you try to emulate them too closely. You end up not operating from a place of your own truth. Number 3, if you trust your voice as it is and really own it, it will help you stand out in the crowd. Your voice is your key differentiator, and using yours effectively is going to help you rise above the competition. Your language and style of speech will become synonymous with you, making you more memorable. The final reason for trusting in and deeply knowing your own voice is that all of your marketing will be consistent. As you practice writing, your business will develop its own language. That will no doubt be made up of some industry lingo, coloured with your natural form of expression. If you don't write in your own true voice from the outset, you're really going to struggle to maintain any form of consistency throughout your content channels.